Hi, welcome to the stream. So I'm tired today, but the show must go on. So what I'm gonna do today is finish the vision system. So if you don't know, last time what we did is we had this fantastic system here where the monsters are invisible unless they get closer to the player in a way that looks like that. So as you can see, I see it because it's in my vision field, but then when it goes outside, I don't see it again. And here I see it, it left, so I can't see it again. And now it's seeing my ass, and I know it's behind me, but I can't see it. So yeah, that's the entire point. Today I want to make it visible. I want to show for everyone that, technically speaking, we have the monsters. That's the point, right? I want to be able to show where is the vision, where it stops, where it starts, etc. And I will work. That will be the first and more important stuff, is making the vision. And for that, I have an idea that is simple. I want to use a light 2D. Like, exactly like this light we have here, right? This light is interesting because as you can see, it just gives off light. Alright, and when you go there, it changes the color of the pixels. Okay, that's fine, that's how a light works, right? But also what's something really interesting is that it works also with occluders. So basically here, this wall could have an occluder, an occluding layer, and then I can't see it because there is a wall. So the light will stop at the wall, no matter what. And that's the point. You want the light to stop at the wall. Like, to give you an idea, if I take my point light here and I move it here, normally, so I want to change the energy, by the way, because damn boy, this is bright. If I go there, oh my god, if I go there, oh my god, it's behind me, it's behind me, it's behind me, it's behind me. Gonna die. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Can you stop? Yeah, okay. So as you can see, the light is there, but if I put it behind, oh no, it's actually not working. Does it cast shadow? Yeah, shadow enabled. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. Okay, whoa. It just came to me directly. So as you can see, it's casting shadows, like this wall is blocking the light, alright? And that's the point. I want the wall to be able to block the light. So in our case, we're gonna do the same. What we're gonna do is, I don't need this time to actually cast shadow, it's okay. So what we're gonna do is we want the light to cast shadow. Most of the lights I will put don't cast shadows, because like for example, I want it to be lighting that, so everything will have a light. But not everything will be well made. So I want to be able to actually cast shadow with stuff, and that will be the first thing. I want to define an occluder on every wall, texture and stuff, so you don't see the light coming from. That's the thing. And that's how I'm gonna show what is the vision, what is the field of vision you have, how large it is, because it will depend on the size of the light. So that's how I will define the texture scale in that case. And yeah, just to make it so we know where is the light, where it stops, and we can use that to actually simulate the vision system by just giving us more like light, and the rest of the level will be increasingly darker. Like in that, what do you mean you're not receiving enough video? You're receiving enough video, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, YouTube is being a weirdo. You're receiving enough video, what the fuck? I dropped 0 frame. So yeah, so basically here, like, I have a canvas modular that is really nice. Like, you know, you can still see, and it's okay, you can see it, it's fine, it's not that hard. You can see everything. What I want at the end is a canvas modular that look like that. And so you will have light around you, and then the lights that we have everywhere will also help you see, but they will not be providing vision, because the vision depends on your character. So you will have an outline around you that will be brighter, so you see, and when they get into that, you see them. When they get outside, they vanish in the dark to make it spooky. That's the principle, all right. So we're gonna try to do that. The goal is really to make it that dark, right? Like really dark. I know it looks weird because of the gray area here, because nothing is really defined here. There is no tile map, but you know, it will be that dark, and we need to have this light on the player that will simulate the vision. Also, fuck my ears, I suppose. Thank you. God. So yeah. So to do that, first what we need is, oh yeah, I forgot this class is so fucking big already because it's a player. Tomorrow refactoring is not undue. I'm gonna give it to you. We need the refactoring. So yeah. So the first thing we want is actually having a node that is the light. So in our case, it's point light 2D, and we want to have a light defined. What? What? Okay, can I move it? Okay, so it's there. Let's just set it there. Oh my god, it looks bad. Okay, we need a texture for that. So the texture is annoying because I want to generate a gradient to the texture, I think. I can define the white. That's great. I can define the white in pixel, and then I can actually change the scaling from that, so I know depending on the thing. So in that case, I want a radial. Can I change the center? So 0, 0. Okay, can I put you in 32, 32? Yeah, not 32, 32. In 16, 16, I think. Apparently, oh yeah, no, it's because it's okay. Oh yeah, 0.5, I guess. And then 0.5, I guess, on the center. And so that's the 2. I want the 0.5 from the from, I think. And from the 2, maybe 1. Can I have like a bigger... Okay, so that will look like that. Oh yeah, I need to inverse it. Yep, something like that, yeah. Need to inverse it. Yep, that's better. No. Fuck. What did I do? New gradient. I want a gradient that is like that. So the texture will be kind of like that because I need to define texture. I would like to know interpolation, the model linear, constant cubic. Really like that. Constant is awful. Linear is like that. We know. Cubic is better. Resource local to scene. So yeah, we just keep it like that, I think. So that gives us this, but it's bright as heck. Yeah, because I see, okay, where is position? But I mean, I think it's fine because that's okay. So I would say something like that. I want to change the energy of the point light, so we will call that, instead of calling the vision. I think I could actually just put that in the vision directly. You know what? This is not a bad idea. Putting it directly in the vision, because and then they all have the vision no matter what. So I can just define it there. Yeah, I think it's better. So let's just do it there. The point light, we're just gonna do the same, it's fine. So we don't want the color, we want the texture though. The texture will be, again, a new gradient texture 2D. We want to change the gradient, so it's like that. We want to change also its interpolation to cubic. And okay lab, because I think it's better for gradients, no matter what. Now that we have that, 64 by 64 is okay. We want to do it in radial. We want to put it in 0.5. And then in 0.5. Doesn't change anything, it's just the same, but you know. So here we have it there. I think it's okay. No repeat resource, okay. So now we have it selected and defined. It's gonna be the same all the time, so that's cool. I can close that. So the texture scale is okay. We don't see anything, but we will see it on the player here. And we might see it, oh yeah, on the cat and on the player. So as you can see with the modulates, it actually looks okay. So we have the information here and it looks good. We see that's the vision. Now, depending on the size, we can actually define for the range in pixel, which corresponds to the radius. We can actually compute the scale we need to put for it, for the texture scale. So that's the first thing we need to do. So here we need to move to RCRC character. So two characters, I think. Player composition vision. I think I'm gonna have to move that, but it's okay. Vision.tc, no. I think I have a script. Don't have. Where is it positioned? That's a good question. But when you don't, so when in doubt. How do you check for that? I mean, I can just find. Vision.gd. Characters, vision.gd. Okay. So in RCSC, characters, so in characters, vision.gd. Okay, so first I want to move it. And not move it with my hand. So yeah. So vision.gd, I want it in vision. And I want to update resources. How do we do that? I think click on that. And then for the script, we want the... Okay, so it's been changed automatically. That's great. So now we can do characters, vision. So player composition. In our case, vision.gd, which is our friend here. So that's great. We want to get on ready the bar that corresponds to the, I mean, you can just do it there. So round shape, circle, vision range. So we know the radius, the vision range corresponds to the radius. And we need to calculate the thing like that. So now I want var to be the light. The light will be our friend, the point light today, and I want to rename that instead to visual radius. That just gives us the ID. So we want to rename that to visual radius because okay, so that's our friend, the light. Now that we have the light, we want to get its texture. So that's the first thing. We get the texture of the light. So light dot texture. Can you get the texture directly? You know, when in doubt, point light to D, because that's the only thing that matters anyway. So we get a texture from that, and then from the texture we can actually get something. So let's just see from texture 2D, because it's a texture 2D. We have the resource, create placeholder, image, vector, get image. Okay, so I can get the image. I get the size of the image. Get size, vector 2i. Perfect. I can just use the width or whatever. So I could say texture dot, it's a texture, no matter what. Get image. Get image. Dot get size. Var size. Light size. Let's just go it like that. It's a vector 2i. All right. So we get the image, get size. That's what we want. Now that we have the size, we want to scale it. So we want to change the value depending on the radius that we are defined. So we need to use the range divided by like one element of the vector 2i. So yeah. So I want to know var scale equals vision range divided by, yeah, we want that. So vision range, I want it to be float, just so keep it float, divided by light size dot x in our case. Scale is shadowing and already a property, not 2D. So yeah, light scale. And now we have the light scale. We can do light dot scale. That's the thing, right? Light dot texture scale. So suppose texture scale here. So texture scale equals light scale. And now we have the position. So we know the size. The size will depend on the size of the radius. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, and when we have that, we have everything. We can't define the energy, apparently, which is not unsurprising because it's supposed to be a constant. So in that case, we will define the energy ourselves, which is okay. Or maybe because there is a light to the... Oh yeah, no, because it comes from the light 2D. So actually, yeah, it's just not the same thing. So yeah, because it's like just from the light 2D, so it's the same properties from the light 2D. So we want it to cast shadows no matter what. So that will be the first thing. We want to enable it to cast shadows. And what I want to do is I want to hide it. Can you hide it? It's a kind of item, so you can hide it. So I want that toggle vision light. So maybe I can actually define the light, honestly. Var light is a point, a light 2D. So yeah, and we want to define light here, like that, just so it's defined on ready. So yeah, so now on the lights, I want to do light dot, so if on light dot show, else light dot hide. Pretty simple. We don't care about the rest. Pretty simple here. So we just do that by default. So if the toggle vision is off, then we do that. And yeah. My question is, how does the cat works? Because I think, yeah, it defines it by default, so I don't need the, so yeah. So now, if you go back to level 1, we have a light here, and so my question is, oh, chemical metal hide on null value. So I'm not getting the light. That's interesting. Visual radius, that's the name of the lights. Apparently I can't get it, which is interesting, because I would argue that if I do an at on ready, here it should be visual radius because it exists. So I can just do that. Then if I do that, can invalid access to property or key ready on base object of type null instance. Okay. This is weird, but okay. The problem seems to be from there. I'm trying to get await on already, but await on already doesn't work. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Because I have it already no matter what. Like it's here. Like the light is literally just a visual radius. That's the name of the light. So I have it. They have the vision. So they don't need anything else. They're supposed to work. So now, can I maybe rename that? That's the thing. Visual radius, just so it's not really lights, but it's okay. Let's just have a function here, set up visual radius, so it's just like, you know, better. So I don't need that, I just need that. I want the visual radius to be defined here. Range, shape, security, range, shape, vision. And so I want that to be also in its own function. So set up range. So yeah. And here I want to have set up range and set up visual radius. Okay, so it's a bit cleaner. So everything is separated. Not really a problem, it's just, you know, still not working. So the problem, what seems to be the official problem, at toggle vision at ready. Cannot call method hide on a null value. Function at ready. Oh, I maybe understand why, because the cat was defined badly, so the vision is not really the good one. Or maybe why. I just instantiate actually the vision. Yeah, I think it's better if I actually instantiate it. So now, apparently, it's not working. What was the fucking because I also obviously removed it, so cannot. So the problem is stopped here. Add function toggle vision, add function ready on cat GD. Because it's not ready yet, apparently. Cannot convert on high on null value. Only visual radius is null. Which is interesting because actually I have it. And so... Can I get the cat? Just to see what I do. Okay. Await vision. Not ready. Await vision ready. So we can just do that, otherwise I think it will break. Yeah, when I await it, it's okay. Okay, so it's a box, which is weird, but we get the light. Oh, good. Okay. So as you can see, it's dark. It's a box, but I understand why it's a box because of the... So, okay. Can you not? Like, leave me the fuck alone. So... No, it's weird. It's weird that... Why is it being a box? Oh, I maybe understand why. Because I'm a dummy. Because the texture I made is like that. And the texture of the vision is like that. And so there is a little problem. Problem being that it's touching the borders. Yes, it's touching the borders. That's why it's not working. Ah, this is more like it. And it casts shadows. Oh my god. Oh my god. Though the size doesn't seem to be coherent with what I ask it to do. It's bigger than the size we see, but the scaling is not good. The way I compute the scaling seems to be off. Because that's how I get the light scale. Can I print the visual radius, the texture scale? I know. Check. Okay, 6.15 and 3.125. So maybe because I need to, you know what? Visible collision shape. I don't know why I'm doing that, like, myself. It's just... Yep. There is a problem. It's supposed to be way bigger than that. Because the scale should be multiplied by 2, I think. Because if I do that, I need to also multiply it by 2. So then it makes sense. Right? Yeah. Yeah. It actually makes sense now. Oh my god, 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 leave me. Leave me, leave me, leave me. So it looks bad because of the colliders, of course, so I know. But yeah, it gives me the idea on what it should look like. Oh, and if I do that, I have actually 2 lights on me. Ooh. Ooh, that's... Ooh. Yuck, that looks bad. Yuck. Ah, that was bad, though. Oh my god, that was awful. No, honestly, that was fucking awful. Like, okay. But I mean, again, I have a better idea on how it works now. So, in a way, if we go to the player, we are good in terms of zone. I would argue that we should have it maybe... Yeah. Maybe 2.2, just so it accounts for the minimal. And we'll see. Let's try that again. Yeah. We see it at the edge. So it's okay. I can remove the debug just to see it better. Also, why the fuck is the monster coming in? There is absolutely no reason for it to come in. But I mean, okay, fine. If I remove the canvas module, can I see the thing? Yeah. It's weird. The monster is going to the hiding spot first, it seems. Let me check. I think I made a mistake. Because right now, like, it's not supposed to go there. There's also, like, something I didn't check. But maybe it's just me. First monster.tcn, no. Monster state.gd. Punk ready, find child. What is the first thing that you define? State machine. Get initial state, var initial state. Oh. Export var initial state, that's maybe why. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, okay. That's maybe why. Maybe I need to actually, like, have the first monster. So, can I see that? That's the state machine is from the actual monster. The state machine, initial state, idle. That's the initial state, so we know it works. Because yeah. Same for the player, exhaustion state. It should be normal. For the sanity state machine, it should be healthy. So we have it in the correct order. There is no problem. I want silicon, let's model it again. Yeah, there is a bug. Because it's still coming to that. Also, like, this looks bad. I think the vision should be smaller. Though it works. It actually works. Like, greatly. You're just really, really bright. That's maybe the problem. But it works. Shouldn't be scaled that much. I mean, to be fair, I can just change the size and make it better. I can make it like 256 by 256, and it's a better resolution. Given access to keyboard ready on the base object of null instance. I'm gonna cry. Oh, I know why, because I started the vision on the other one. Yeah, it's better. Though it's weird it's doing that. I would like to know why. So yeah, we have that. It's okay. I don't need to print it anymore. I want to know when we do the monster state. I want the state machine in that case. So state machine, just so I have the idea on the ready. So state node, function state, okay. Print, just so I have an idea. What is my state? Normal, healthy, idle. So you start on the good state. There is no problem. So what the fuck? Why is it doing that? There is no point. Why is it trying to go to the... You're in idle state. That's the first thing. Build the vision, body interconnect, physics, scan for player, finish image stage. Okay. Monster process navigation state. Set next move. Monster set next move. It's the monster set next move. Just checking. Set movement target, default path position, next point, path ID plus. When you're on ready, set up timers, super ready. Set up default path. I set player null. Okay, set up timers. And so set up default path that we know, which is default path, blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, I know what it is. Like, so the path that I defined here. Why? Why are you going to the player first? That's my main concern. Can I move the monster? Just to have a... Let's put it there. Will you go to the player? Yeah. As if going to 0-0 is normal. Yeah. That's weird. As if going to 0-0 is normal. But that's a bug. And you're doing that all the time. That's not where you're supposed to go. That's weird. I'll fix that. Maybe not now, but I'm gonna actually add that to the problems, to the numerous problems of my systems. So yeah. But for the moment it works. Thing is, I don't like the fact that it's so light. I mean, not the fact that it's light, but the way it looks too bright, it looks weird. So we want to change the energy, because honestly, like, that's just too much. So we're gonna change the energy right now. So here in the light we have the energy. I want the energy to be really, really small. Like, let's start that. I want it to give vision, but not that much. Yeah. I just minded his ass. But boy. Okay, if I do it in full screen, so the jitter is normal because I'm recording and streaming. It jitters a lot of like it uses a lot of computational power on my small GPU on my laptop because I'm programming on the laptop. But that's normal. I tested on my own. It works great when you're not streaming and recording on a laptop that is not made for that. Plus, also we're not in release mode, so there is not a lot of optimizations added to that. So again, the ID is there. We get the vision. You know what I mean? Like we see where we're supposed to see. When we create our friend, we have the new vision that's given. It's fine. But this is also kinda sad because right now it doesn't give me the best shot as seeing something, you know. So yeah. Do I have something that is if I remember correctly, I have like a function that I use to change in the physics process, I think. Vision manager, update scene entities, dot emit. Oh yeah, it's in the vision. Vision manager. Vision manager GD. So on update scene entities, so yeah, I can actually use fade. In a way, because I can actually use that. I put a body, not 2D, whatever, and then I just modulate it, and then just fade it. I can just use it, that's great. So I can just use that. That's not the best thing, but I can just do vision manager dot fade. I could also put a timer, honestly. The body will be the light of the visual radius. Visual radius on. So if it's on, we fade in, otherwise we fade out. So yeah. And in that, I also want to have the fade duration that is defined. So it's defined here, but instead of pass, like I want to pass it. So fade duration equals fade duration. So we have the idea. So then we can use fade duration here. And then I can actually change the fade duration to something small. So if I want to, which I think is good. So just to see. Yeah, I want you to start the game. Thank you. If I send the cat. I think that works. You don't see the weird flickering of the light because it's fading in and out. Even if it's fast, it's fading in and out. Because we're still using the Canva items, so material, so texture, ordering. That's the monster, I don't care. So it's in the transform, no. Where do you see the character? Where do you see the modulate? The texture? The material? Visibility? Visibility. And so in that case, it's visibility modulate. So yeah. That's great. That's great, that's what we want. And actually, yeah, no, that's what we want, so it's okay. So we have the thing we want, it works, it looks better, but now there are a bit of problems that I want to fix, because generally speaking, I think it as a light is okay, but I think it just is not perfect, or not as I would want it. But I think it's because the light is white. So can I change the color? Resource interpolation. Because I use that repeat resource, so I'm using the white one. I would like it to be like not that white, you know what I mean? That's the problem. I want it to be not that white. So in that case, how do I do that? That's funny, you can do that. You can actually... Okay. Huh. New curve XYZ texture in place of a new noise texture. Noise texture. Oh, interesting. What would they look like? What would they look like? Get size on a new value. Well, that explains a lot. Thank you for that. Yeah, I have a noise texture as like generate new map as normal, normalize, invert, so I have even the size for that. Yet it's actually not doing what I want, so it's okay. Fear radio, let's just do it in so it's big. And then we can scale it down, I think it's okay. Snapping it to the center, moving it there, inverting the gradients, so inverting the gradients, reducing the size here so it doesn't weird. The raw data, it's okay. The interpolation, I want it to be cubic and I want it to be Oculab, so it's a bit better. Maybe not cubic, maybe linear actually. So linear sRGB, no sRGB, no, but Oculab is better. So now we have that, another one, we do it again, I'm gonna use work. This is okay, the energy is okay, I'm gonna have to juke you. And we need to also change because some of the colliders don't work. Also, that's... Yeah, I have 2 occluders here. Which makes it incredibly trippy. That's funny, but that's trippy. Yeah. Oh, actually, maybe that's because the light is on. Oh, I can't animate a fade. I can't animate a fade. And you know why I can't animate a fade? Because, unfortunately, I should fade the energy, not the modulate, and that's maybe why. So in our case, if we go into Vision Manager, so let's just do that. In Vision Manager, I want to just fade, I want to put the property here. So property, which is gonna be, so in our case, what is the nut path? So property, nut path, and by default I want it to be modulate A. Oh, it is never using the function. Yes, it will. Function. So now I can do pop, 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 and I want to do property. So by default it exists, but then I can actually define the property myself. And in that case, what I want for the fading is here the property I want to change energy. So I assume it will work. and I need to inverse it. Oh yeah, between 0 and 1, fuck. I need to beat the bullet and actually do it myself. That's just not possible. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just animate it myself. I will have to beat the bullet. It's fine. Though passing the fade duration is sane to me. So let's just do that. But yeah, passing the fading is okay. But what I want to do is, instead of doing that, because you know we want to actually fade the vision. So I'm gonna use the same principle. I need to create a twin and do the same. So yeah, not the alpha. If on. So I want mostly like that energy. Else, sure. And so I want it to be a flat case. And it's not light. Its name is visual. There you go. And I want to modulate the energy of visual radius, and that's the alpha and the fade duration. Okay. And just to be sure, I want to also keep var prior energy, because of course I know I need that. And it's going to be a float, and by default it's going to be 0, just so we know. So in the end we set a visual radius. Prior energy equals visual radius dot energy. So yeah, so default energy, not prior energy. Just rename that to default energy. Default energy. So in that case, when we do that, alpha visual radius dot energy if on. So in that case, default energy if on. As 0, I don't need the float here, I can just do that. And then I can just do that. And in that case, I can just name that to energy. Cool. So now we can actually see it in action. And it might work. That's cool, that's perfect, that's what we want. The fact that we have a light is problematic. In a way. It's good for the vision, but maybe the problem is that the player vision is too big. So 300 pixels for the player. Yeah. We can actually add more energy then. We would have to tweak that multiple times just so I have something that works. But for the moment, the idea is here. I just like tweaking and doing stuff. Might not use everything here, but we'll see. The energy 0.25 is too small, but 1 will be too big. Yeah, because I'm fucking move on, I should start this one. I need to also add an occluder to the monster. That's also something I wanted to do. So can I do that on my sprite 2D? I think there is a possibility to do that, but they explained it in the Automatically generate light occluder. Occluders can be automated from sprite 2D node. Click in the sprite 2D menu at the top of the 2D editor, then choosing create light occluder sibling. The sprite 2D menu. Okay. Occluders can be created automatically from sprite 2D nodes by selecting the node, clicking the sprite 2D menu at the top of the 2D editor, then choosing create light occluder 2D sibling. But that might not be that easy to do, because, and hear me out on that, I think you can't create that on animated sprites because you have like animations, and that might be a problem. Because now I should change then the logic behind the vision. How you actually find something. Because there are multiple problems with my implementation that I thought about real hard at some point. Let me explain. The enemy is here, alright. Imagine there is another monster. There will not be another monster in the game. There will be only one, and one only. But imagine, just for a moment, that here we have another monster behind. If, by the vision system, if I see that, I don't see this one. The one behind, I don't see it at all, okay? So the idea would be more like everything that I hit is okay, and then I need to redo a pass with everything that I'm seeing. At least another, like, as much time as I need to every frame. Because otherwise what happens is if there is something behind the monster, I don't see it. Thing is, it will do a lot of ray tracing for no fucking reason. But it already does that, right? Like, if I do the physics processing, okay? var candidate overlapping entities filter, old entities seen. So yeah, so is seen, it's just like the new, okay. It's is seen, but then we're not actually updating stuff. And on body exited will remove something from overlapping entities. So that's the problem. Because I still need to use the ray tracing, that's important. But then I need to be able to also say, for the vision, that something behind the ray is okay too. It should traverse until it collides to another object. Or I should, no, because also it will, I was thinking maybe adding it like afterwards, like saying in the query you just like ignore it and then you just give it back in the is seen. If we have some new stuff, that's a possibility. But then my problem is more like, then what happens? Because typically speaking, you have it then, but it might not be seen the next frame. So it doesn't work. I need to be able to have a ray that passes through entities. And for every entity it can pass through, it shows them to me. Otherwise, it does not. My question would be, having a ray passing through colliders and returning them in the query photo, is it a possibility? So, okay. One of the most common tasks is a case and complex behavior. Okay. Passing the space, Raycast query. Intersect rays. Is there something else? Let's take array in a given space. Ray position of the parameter is defined through ray parameter collider, the colliding object. The return object is the following is a dictionary with the following fields: collider, the colliding object; collider ID, the object, the colliding normal; position, the intersection point; array ID, the intersection object, array ID; shape, the shape index of the colliding shape. If the array knows anything, then an empty dictionary is returned instead. Okay. Check whether a point is in the solid shape. Get rest info. Intersect shape. Check the intersection of a shape given through array. So physics shape query parameter. By changing, so provides parameter for intersect shape. So when you create it, I suppose. There might be a function, right, to create it. Because if we go into the requesting, you have like create for the physics ray query parameter, but there is no create for the shape. Okay, that's dumb, but okay. The set point, get rest info, check the intersection of a shape given through the ray shape query parameter object against the space. If it contains more than one shape, then the nearest one is selected. If the shape is not intersecting anything, then an empty dictionary is obtained. So that's not what I want. Cast motion, check how far a shape can move without colliding. All amounts for everything according to the shape and the motion was supplied through physics. So, check how the shape 2D can move without colliding, okay. We have to give an option negative margin, which is AK. It is possible to do, for example, power 2D. Okay. But the thing is, how do you do that? Like, how do you get? Because I get the normal of the ray. That's for sure, I get that. Can I somewhat use it to actually do something? The object surface normal at the intersection point. If the ray starts inside the shape of physics parameter, each from inside is true. Okay. So it can be 0 if the ray starts inside the shape. It's okay. Collider ID, the colliding object's ID. The intersection point. The error position at the normal. Now I could actually cast another ray using the normal and just do it like doing it recursively until a certain depth, and say all of that is done. Because no, I can't. I still can't because the ray still needs to exist beyond. It needs to be added to the scene, but every time I cast the scene function with the filter, no, because the is scene just say it's yeah, okay. So if I do overlapping entities filter is scene, then I need to redo it by filtering the new overlapping entities in the query. And I need to do that 5 times and combine all of the filters together if I want like a depth. And this is a solution if I do it like that. So it's like filtering, which is a lot. So at some point I can just stop because you filter just nothing, it doesn't make sense. And then I need to merge all of the arrays and make it work somehow. And I need a depth at the end. Let's just say, okay, you did it like a number of iterations. Just say, okay, you did it 5 times. It's okay. So I need a new function. Let's try that function. Generate Candidates. So I need to update it every time. I need to give it a value, like a starting value. So I need at the end to return an array of not 2D. That's for sure. So we need to return an array of not 2D. We need a depth. The depth should be 0 or iterations maybe. Depth should be 0 here. We can pass more if we want. We need the lattice values. So in that case, like lattice scene. Lattice scenes being an array of node 2D. So we just exclude them from the query again. And we want also the starting point. So no matter what, I will need that, which is the overlapping entities. So overlapping entities, but I don't need it there because it's already defined. So that's the thing. This should be defined as empty here. And I know it does nothing, but it's fine. So now we want to do overlapping entities, which is the first one. So here we do that. And then, so, okay. So if lattice scene, okay, no. If, oh, we need the max iteration. So if iterations under, let's just do 5. So equals 5 or over 5. We just return the lattice scene. So we just return the value, okay. Otherwise we do something else. So in that case, if we do that, we'll just return that, which is okay. Otherwise, what we want to return is we want to return generate candidates. But I want this one at the lattice scene. So we want to do filter is scene. I want to pass it the lattice scene here. So is scene. We want the lattice scene, which is okay. And in that case, we want to have lattice scene, which is an array of not 2D. Standard numbers cannot be accessed. Consider assigning it to variable expected in the statement expression. Okay. So in that case, we want to don't return that. We want to return a callable. Let's just return a callable in that case. We want to return let lambda, so predicate in that case. We're gonna call it func. We want the body, which is another 2D, and we want to return a pool. And this will be our friend here. And we want to return, I said let, but it's not let, it's var. And then we return the predicates. So no longer can be accessed, consider assigning it to a variable. Okay, works. So now I want to have the lattice scene. Can you do that? No. But you can happen, right? Appends per value at the end of the array. Append array. Lattice scene. Easy. And so we want to return those. This is the lattice scene, which can be 0. And then we want to do iteration plus 1. Iteration plus 1 in that case. And so we return generate candidates. And what you're supposed to return is the append of the generate candidate later. So can I return, like, that's just the value, alright? So I want to be able to do overlapping entities filter and then append the rest by saying that's the new scene. So I need something here which is like candidates is that. Here I want to put the candidates here, candidates, simple. And then when we're here, what I want is to actually append it to the candidates. So we want to do candidates. So we want to do that. In that case, instead of doing that, we want to do candidates.append, generate iteration, and return candidates. So if candidates is empty, then we just return, we just don't. It's because we don't have nothing else to do. So in that case, what happens is we add them back and back to the value. And we add the new arrays. Normally they are filtered, so if there is something else behind, you're not supposed to see it. That's the point behind it. You're not supposed to see it. You're supposed to see it because we're doing it multiple times, and the number of iterations is 5, so we just increase the number of iterations, so it's technically 6, but you know what I mean. So we start at 0, and then it's just the depth. I will do it, though I want to just return that, so it's simpler, not just return nothing, otherwise we will have a problem. So yeah, and then we have the var candidates here that should be generate candidates. So generate candidates with nothing because we know that we have no iteration and not a sin, and then we just change that. Our instrument for create function should be an array, so we want here to have var ignored are these. So yeah, okay, and then we want to do it again because we want to do it ignored, and then we want to add ignored here, just so it's better. Oh, it's okay like that. And yeah, so we have the ignored one and the space state and everything else, so it makes sense. So now, during catastrophic failure, it should fix my problem. Yeah, for the moment it's okay. It's spooky though. Okay, come back. Okay. So for the moment it's okay. I would like it to not move. So we're just gonna change that for a moment, alright? I want the path and I want to clear. Can you clear the path? Your point. Okay, we move our curve. I want to add points, so just to do that. Like that, for example. I think that's okay. Oh yeah, I made an oopsie. I'm still in this. So let's just do that. Let's just put it there. So we have an idea that the monster will always move there. I want to duplicate. Can you duplicate? Okay, fine. So I have two first monsters, and it's connected to the path 2D, so they're both cool. But I want another path, just so I know it's behind it. So I want to add a new path, just for the test, by the way, just a new stuff. I would like to remodel you, pass to D2. I want you to be behind this one. So we have... Okay, we have something that is resembling what I'm looking for. So now... And I would like to disable the chasing. Like, local split factor, okay. Can I change the collision shape 2D? No, collision shape 2D here, this is circle shape. Yeah, by default, its visibility is... in the modulate, that's why. Just, I want to see the vision. Thank you. Just so I see that. Circle shape, I'm just gonna reduce it to really nothing, just for simplicity, and then I want the modulate to be like that, just so we have the idea. And then we go back to the level 1. I'm gonna put back the canvas modulate so we see if it's behind. So I'm not sure. Yeah, no, it works. It's just like they're being dummies, but I'm not surprised. But as you can see, they are behind each other and I still see them. So my vision system is fixed. And it's not being able to do a lot on the performances. And yes, when they are outside, we don't see them. They're being dummies, that's fine. I'm not even surprised that's up at that point. So yeah, just how it is. Like, I'm not surprised. So yeah, it gives me the info that I needed, which is that that it works. It actually works. So it's perfect. That's not the first monster. I want to change. That's the collision. Yes, no, that's the first monster I want to change. Fuck. That's the collision shape 2D here. So called radius. Oh, I made an oopsie. Actually, I changed in this one, right? Yeah, okay. In the vision, no, that's this one, okay. Yeah, let's just do it like 200. So it's current. Okay, so we have that. It's a bit big, but it's fine. So yeah, and so typically speaking, we have the vision system. I fixed the problem. It works. It's not that much complicated, actually. It's just using iterations. I want also to have something here in the export range because, of course, defines the number of iterations used to find objects in the vision range that are behind each other, so you can actually see them. So we want to export a range that is between 1 and max, like, would be 1 and like 10. 10 seems to be insane. So yeah, var max iterations, and we want it to be 5 by default. Because 10 seems to be pretty insane, honestly. So yeah, like here we have max iterations, which makes more sense. And we're okay. So we can actually do that with the overlapping entities. Yeah. Then we do it with the iterations. The max iterations defined. So now if I go into the monster and... Oh yeah, not the monster. But I might need the player. For example, if I open the player and I do the vision, 5 iterations. So I can even change the name. So we have the ID, which is not IT, but like iterations. Iteration. 5 iterations. That's cool. That's cool. That's actually cool. We have everything that we want. That's great. So now we have that is defined for us. We see it. I would like to know the fading time of the vision. So just something defines the time it takes the visual radius to fade when toggled. And so we want an export range between 0.1 seems like the bare minimum, at least 1, because of course I don't think we need more. Moving by 0.01 suffix seconds, and var visual radius fade time, which is going to be 0. And so here we have it there. Visual radius fade time, and we can just call that here fading visual radius. Alright. So I'm actually gonna do it in the Carmack style. Set up range. Set up visual radius. So I'm not paying for a stack frame. It's not a lot, but you know. I'm not paying for a stack frame for no reason then. Not sure it changed a lot, but it's okay. I will need to understand why though the monster is actually having such a problem. I think gaming threshold, sanity damage, chop core speed factor, chase speed factor kind here, timers, idle duration, chase duration, base speed that I can change. Let's change that, but it's okay. I want to know though. Can hear the phone, hearing the visual safety stuff. My question would be more like, why the fuck are you doing weird stuff? Pathfinding, path desired distance, something like that. There's no travel before a path is considered to be reached. The channel of the agents do not have to hit the path one path directly, but only to reach the general area. If the value is too high, the navigation will skip point on the path. You can iterate leaving the navigation mesh. If this is too, the navigation will be stuck in a repath loop because it constantly overshoot the distance point of each random date. Target distance, path mass distance. Okay, so things that I have here that are connected to the monster, I guess, and I think I actually made modifications to that are pretty drastic. I don't need to change that, but that's maybe where the bug is. But honestly, for the rest, it's pretty much okay. I think we have something that works. It's pretty in a way, because we know where is the thing. It's not perfect. I would like a better texture. I would have something a bit more interesting. But just for the test, it's just changing the texture, and we're just gonna use the lights no matter what. That's, in my opinion, the best way to manage that without too much hassle. And tying it up with the tile map, so I can just set up the occluders on the tile map and just don't think about it anymore, which is a good way of working with it. So I think that's a good solution for what we have. Maybe not the best energy for the light. Maybe we need to tweak stuff, but for the moment it's okay. So I'm gonna say that the vision system is done. Yeah. So global state machine. Uncle. Okay, so apparently I just changed that. Player TCN, so it's okay. Level 1. Vision manager. This is better. Monster.tcn, so we have initial set not path, which is great. First monster ready is that. Cat vision, await vision ready for the fix. New tile set, I'm not gonna put that there, so we can just say GCZ. Hit. Vision. Show vision radius. Fix problems. So fix visions for entities behind each other. So yeah, does that. And so grid flow feature finish vision system. Perfect. So I can just do that. This is great. And now we will be able to actually create a refactor branch next time and actually fix that. Oh, yep, but you can't see it, but yeah, I did it. It works. We will be able to do better next time, and that would be great. So tomorrow we have some refactoring and documentation. It might take me some time because I need to refactor the player, and the player is a mess. And going forward, I really need to actually refactor it a ton. I will need to also document everything. I will need to fix some stuff for all the things I learned throughout using Godot, because I did some dumb shit that I need to fix. So that's the thing. I will need to do it. It's gonna take me a while, but it's okay. So yeah, thank you all for watching. It was a fantastic day, even though it's really, really hot today. I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, it was fantastic. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. We do some refactoring that will be a lot of work, but a lot of fun. So yeah, have a fantastic evening. See you tomorrow. I love you all. And bye.